Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. So for today, I'm just going to do a quick update on where I'm at with a couple of things. With the IntelliVision Sprint, which has this really, they did a great job at emulating the original controller. The problem is they did a really good job at emulating the original controller. So far, okay, so this is a Xbox 360 controller, and in the this is the direction. You can actually do all 16 directions on here, and this is actually 2, 4, sorry, 2, 8, 4, and 6, and then you have like lower left, lower right, and I think this is top, if I remember correctly. But anyways, so I can easily tap into this little guy here. The good news is this 2-axis with a push button. I don't need a push button, but this 2-axis joystick here uses 10K pots, and it just happens for my Atari 5200 controllers. I use these industrial style joysticks, and these actually have, I have to replace these 10K pots to scale it with the 5200, but in this case these are already 10K, so I can quite literally desolder this guy, run leads up to these potentiometers. I need this orientation up to these potentiometers, and I'll be able to use that with take this pot out, tack up to here, and be able to use that part of it. And then of course I can, the nice thing is they do have test points on here. They're actually really good for soldering too, so I can tack on onto those test points there. In case you ever look at circuit boards, nomenclature is very similar. S is always your switch. This is switch 6, switch 4, switch 1, switch 3. But you ever see a T, that means test points. So you got a bunch of test points on here. So when they originally manufacture, they actually have these pogos, they call them, when it comes down and it'll hit all these test points and make sure everything's working. At least everything I've ever encountered. Haptic motors, those can go. Haptic motors will go. Don't need those anymore. Trying to figure out, my initial thought is going to be with a what I call the purist design. Hold on a second, it's thundering. So my original thought is going to be, I'm going to use my standard enclosure, which is about yay big. I'm currently designing a pocket 3D printed out of brown PLA that the original controller will lay in, because I don't really see, without remapping things, enter or clear on that. You need one enter and clear to play any of the games. So it'll be dropped in there, and that way you can still use the keypad. So if you're playing games like Deadly Disotron or Night Stalker, whatever it's called, but you can use these pads. It's getting a little crowded on there, so I'm trying to figure out how to squeeze everything in, and I need to do an initial 3D print for the little pocket I'm doing. But it should look pretty decent. It'll have like a little edge on it, about the same width as this. I'll kind of try to match the same style with the chamfered edges, like this. Where's that fillet? The fillet. I have filleted edges like this to make it look like it was meant to drop in there, and it should look pretty nice. But it allows you to use your overlays, of course, and then your full keypad function. I did print out this knob already, and I realized it's way too yellow, so I got a spool of copper PLA coming in shortly to do that instead. So I wanted to have like a proper sized joystick for this. So I'm gonna again, once I get the copper color in, that'll match. This is a copper color, it's not gold, so I want something much more red and pink in it, so it matches the original console controller. So you'll have right-handed stick, left-handed stick. Stick will sit about here or so. There's going to be a button, and then that'll be for the purist design, so you can roll your fingers over it and span that. So the other alternative I was thinking was coming over very slightly and do a 3-button arcade layout. Dink, dink, dink. And that'll be another alternative. If I do the arcade layout, I should have enough room to put 4 direction, the 2, 4, 6, 8 over here as discrete inputs. So I'm still playing around with the initial is probably going to be a purist and then a arcade layout. So about like this, and of course you can get a left-handed version too. But yeah, I need to finish designing the pocket and do an initial test cut on the enclosure. But for tonight, I have a lot of people have paid customers who are waiting for joysticks, and I have 10 joysticks over here. I did a recent improvement to the I had a problem with a couple of returns due to the x-axis slipping, and that was because the x-axis is a longer lever arm. The y-axis is actually pretty short, so there's not too much torque on it. So I bored this out, so it's just a slight interference fit now, so I can just hand press it, and then I have a full 24-hour cure of E6000. This stuff is really strong, and that is not going anywhere. So that'll be hopefully a more reliable connection. A lot of the controllers actually use hot glue, but I think the E6000's got a little better performance because it takes like a full 24-hour secure, and it's better compatibility with the metal and plastic, so it'll form a very permanent bond, so I don't have as many issues with that. So yeah, that's the Sprint's coming along, and they're gonna get to work in a minute. I gotta drill out 10 more axes and put a bunch of pots in, and hopefully calm my dog down because it's about to storm here. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. Everyone, thanks for watching. So yeah, work on the Sprint is keeping on moving forward, and yeah, expect something. I mean, I went to interleave it the next couple weeks, see if I can get something out, and at least get an initial prototype. I have a lot of CNC time. I gotta turn that on in a minute too. So a lot of controllers to build, but everyone, thank you for your patience, and yeah, hopefully we'll see a Sprint controller soon. I'm looking forward to doing the test print with that copper instead of that gold to match better. So I already found the wood grain that matches, and I think I found a top overlay material which matches pretty well. I haven't found anything perfect yet, and I'll have the coppery gold stripes across the top of it too to make it look match the system well. So everyone, thank you for watching, and I'm going to get back to work.